um, today's talk is another lovely addition to the series of chats that we've been having over, I think it's 4 now. I think Agnes will be our 4th speaker on this side of Christmas. So you're very welcome back to these talks. They are part of the cotton culture project that we are immersing ourselves into at various points. And sorry, let me just admit somebody. And so far, just as a very brief recap, we've had a good sense of history from Bill Westhead, and then who managed to inform us on his interpretation of the rise and fall of the textile trade in Lancashire, England and Mosley, and to give us a sense of some of the experience of the workers in the industry and some of the cultural activities that they might be involved with. Then then Martin spoke to us about his role as a Morris man for more than 30 years and the impact that that's had on him. And then a talk not long ago, a couple of weeks ago, was delivered by Lucy, who spoke about a kind of hidden world that not many of us know about, the hidden world of girls' Carnival Morris, which is a very old tradition and has kind of been secreted away to the private sphere, as it were, where not many of us, unless we're involved, know much about it. So we were very fortunate to hear from Lucy about some of the costumes that they wore, the sense of family and community in that tradition, and how actually that tradition has its roots in working class women and girls' leisure time, and has its roots therefore in the mills, etc., that would have provided the work and the bread and the food, etc., for those people. Anyway, without further ado, I just want to explain why we have Agnes here today, or rather how we have Agnes here today. As part of this project, I was encouraged to get in touch with a company called ABC Wax, who still have a small design team. Oh, David is there. Give us a wave, David. There he is. David is the manager of ABC Wax. And unless you don't know, I'll just explain that up until recently, till the early 2000s, ABC Wax produced African wax print in hide and had been doing for almost 100 years. I think that's correct. Mm-hmm. And David was very generous with his time and spoke to me about some of the origins of the company, and we got chatting, and he mentioned the word Adinkra, which came up as in our conversation about some of the design elements of the fabric. And so that was fantastic, great, lovely chat, really exciting to have those global connections just down the road. And then I was introduced to Agnes, who mentioned the word Adinkra. And so, of course, connections are made before you even realise it. So I didn't even know what Adinkra was. I still don't, and Agnes is going to tell us. So we're delighted also to have people here who've been involved as researchers on the project, who've also been in touch with David, apart from myself and Agnes. So I'm going to, just before I do actually, I'll just explain, we are recording these sessions that we hope will be both informative and educational for the Vale, and perhaps be put onto the website, etc. So that means if you speak, and now actually visually, you are being recorded. And if you don't want to stand out in that and you'd like to ask a question, if you drop it into chat, and I will ask it on your behalf, if you like, anonymously to Agnes when it comes to asking questions of Agnes. So Agnes is going to give us a talk, and then she's going to take some questions and discussion, and we're going to take it from there. If you have a very, very quiet background, sometimes it's quite nice to leave your microphone off. It kind of gives a bit more of a sense of a natural experience for Agnes. But if you've got something in the background, some noise, if you could put yourself on mute, and then it would be a more enjoyable experience for all. So please bear with us. Me and Agnes have not rehearsed this tech thing, and I'm going to share my screen at some point, and Agnes is going to give me a nudge as to when I have to pass on the slides.
Okay.
So, would you like me to load that up now, Agnes?
Do I have to introduce myself first?
Yes, it would be nice if you could, yeah. So I'm going to hand over to Agnes and welcome Agnes.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me, Jane, for inviting me over. Personally, I've lived in the UK for over 48 years now. Well, I was in the NHS and I retired as a manager. And since then, I've been working in the community, working with community groups. For your benefit, I'm wearing a wax print today, which is related to my home country and to here in Hyde. So I'm wearing that. I'm wearing my headgear as well to go with it. Yeah. So I think maybe I will start because
Okay.
Adinkra is part of me as well.
So I'm going to share screens.
Thank you.
See if we can do this. We tried earlier. Let's have a look. Oh. Bear with. It worked so beautifully before. Let's see.
Yes.
There we go.
Coming? Okay.
Can you see that?
No, not me.
Oh, right. You should be able to. Let me escape. Hang on. Somebody might have to chip in and help me here because I managed to do this before. If anybody's prepared to come in and tell me, I've got multiple participants sharing, and for some reason it's not allowing me. Dan, do you want to help? Is anybody there?
I can't help you, Jane.
No, but Dan might be able to.
When you click share screen, Jane, what happens?
Oh, I've got it now. It's come up for some reason. Here we go.
Only I've not seen it.
Hey.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Just one second.
So, all right. Thank you very much. That's the first screen, the first slide we've got. And my name is Agnes. So, doesn't relate to any person in Ghana actually. Is related with somebody in the West Indies. So I'm married to somebody in West Indies. Adinkra fabric, symbols of communication. I've named it so because all the symbols you see and all the symbols around Adinkra are all symbols that you can communicate with. So can we have the next one, please, Jane?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will start off with what people of my community, the Asante people of Ghana, used to wear before anything else was. There's a tree in the forest called the Chenchen tree, and it's called Antiaris toxicaria. It's a very tall tree, which was discovered, and people realized that when you use the bark of that tree, beat it down, you can actually make some textile-looking material from it. So it became very popular as a source of clothing. We have the next one, please.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying. I don't know what's happening. There we go.
Okay, so this is a big tree in there. And when you look at the right-hand side, or is it my left or your right? I'm not sure. You can see this man working very hard at taking the bark from the tree. You don't kill the tree, you don't chop it down, you don't do anything. You just take the bark and it grows back on itself. Okay, so we can have the next one, please. All right. This tree is usually found in the tropics. So it's not only Africa that it has its roots or anything like that. It stretches all over to Asia and also to America. It was used in the olden days for making blankets, durable sleeping mats, ropes, and clothes by beating the bark of the tree. Actually, I believe the finer you beat it, the more softer your fabric was. And people used it also for construction. I would say the wood of it. Construction, furniture, pallets, crates, canoes, plywood, and the leaves and the seeds were also used for medicine. So there's nothing actually that you could throw away from this tree. Okay, we go to the next one, please. So this is the raw chen bark on the left, beaten up, and the one on the right, my right, of course, decorated. And it was always decorated by the women. I heard that one of the women started with charcoal, working on it, and it turned out to be so nice. So then they decided to use vegetables to draw all these patterns on it. The more you worked on it, the more nicer it became. So the one on the left is one that's not been decorated. One on the right is decorated. We have the next one, please. Again, decorated chen fabrics. And this one, the one on the left is ever so amazing, all these designs. But this one on the right is just simple stripes. And you would think that it's been woven together, and it's not. Next one, please. Okay. So a long time ago, people of Africa used to trade with other people from different areas of the world. And I put this map on so that you would know that it wasn't because Europeans came to Africa to trade in slaves. That's why people began to trade outside Africa. Trade was going on before colonization. Okay, can we have the next one, please? I'm showing you the map of political map of West Africa. You will see Ghana. I won't be able to show you that, I don't think. Ghana is that's Ghana. And on the left-hand side is the Ivory Coast. Is the Ivory Coast? This one. That's it. That's the Ivory Coast. Now, you can see that Ghana shares a same border with Ivory Coast. And I'm telling you this for a reason. During a long time ago, as people began to migrate from the desert to the forest area, we all came as one. The Akan people came as one from the ancient Mali and Songhai Empire in the desert down to the forest area, and they split into two. So half of our people were left in the Ivory Coast and half went to Ghana. So we all speak the same language and we're all called the Akan people. Okay. Can we have the next one, please? Okay. So this is the historical origins of Adinkra. History has it that Adinkra symbols have their origins from German. A long time ago, the Ivory Coast was called German. Okay. Adinkra was the name of the then king of the Germans, who was also Akan, as the Asantes. The German was defeated in a battle brought on by, why did I put Germans there? I shouldn't put Germans there. Brought on by the Germans, having made a copy of the golden stool of the Asantes. So let me explain this to you. The golden stool of the Asantes is historically supposed to hold the soul of all the Asante people. So to make a copy of it, that was a taboo. Even now, it's a taboo to make a copy of it. The reason why there was the British Asante Wars was not only because they wanted to add Asante to the colonies they were trying to capture. It was also because they wanted the golden stool. Because they wanted the golden stool for Queen Victoria at the time. But they weren't aware that if you say this king sits on the golden stool, they weren't aware that the king didn't always sit on it. It wasn't there in the palace. So they didn't get their hands on it. The golden stool still remains with the Asante people. So Nana Adinkra, who was the king of the Germans, patterned the cloth he wore and named that after himself, which was interpreted as a way of expressing his sorrow, because when they were defeated, they were taken to Kumasi, which was the capital of the Asante people. So when he was going, he wore that particular garment with all those Adinkra patterns in it, expressing his sorrow of being taken. Okay, can we have the next one, please?
Mm-hmm.
The Asante people around the 18th century were taught by Adinkre's son. His son was called Apau, who knew a lot about Adinkra craft and was forced to teach about the Adinkra cloth. So they were all taken from German to the Asante people, to Kumasi. And because the king of Kumasi, well, the Asante king, actually fancied those patterns in there. He wished it was his. So he forced the king's, German king's son, who was Apau, to teach Asante people how to do the Adinkra cloth. The patterns were printed in those days using, well, even now, using carved calabash, which we call in some areas the kora or a god, stamps, and vegetable-based dye. Adinkra in Akan language, which is my language, the language that I speak, it means saying goodbye. Saying goodbye. That's the meaning of Adinkra. Saying goodbye. Okay. So I suppose maybe the king wore that. He was very upset that he's been taken to Kumasi, to the Ashanti people, even though they spoke the same language, they were his own people, but to be uprooted from where you are king to somewhere else, that's another matter. So he was very upset and he wore that. Okay, can we? So what is really Adinkra fabric? And I was saying before that the people of Africa traded with other people from elsewhere across the globe, I would say. So cotton had been introduced to Africa and people grew cotton as well. So Adinkra fabric is a handmade cotton cloth produced in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, since the 1700s, which has traditional Akan symbols stamped upon it. The Adinkra symbols represent popular proverbs. And at this point, I would say that Akan people, who are my people, always speak through proverbs. I can talk about something, you will sit next to me, but because you are not from the area and you don't speak through proverbs, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I might be talking about you, you wouldn't know at all, because I'm using a proverb to speak. So the Adinkra symbols, they represent popular proverbs, record historical events, express particular attitudes or behaviors related to represent figures or ideas uniquely related to abstract shapes. The symbols convey more meaning than a single word. So every symbol has a name and every name has a meaning. Okay, so we move on. So here you see the calabash growing on a tree. We call it Kora. It's a god. And on the right-hand side is the matured one that is usually broken down, and the Adinkra symbols are carved on the outside of it. You've got to draw the figure first before you start carving on it. Machines are not used to carve on it. It's always done by hand. And you might want to know what people do with the flesh inside the fruits there, and we don't eat the fruits inside it. Apparently, it can give you ulcer, and also if you're a pregnant woman, it can make you hot. So we don't really use that at all. We leave it to go yellow as it is now, dried, and then you can cut it at the top and scoop out the inside. You can decorate it for your house. You can use it to store water. You can use it to store food. You can use it to store ornaments. You can do everything with it. There are small ones, medium ones, bigger ones, and very, very large ones as well. Okay. So can we move on, please? Here you are on the left, a man carving one of the symbols, and on the right, loads of symbols already cut and ready to be used. Okay.
They're gorgeous.
Next one, please. Yes, they are. Okay. Now you might be wondering what this is. It looks like some twigs, but these are barks of a tree called badia. And that's sort of harvested, dried, and No, can we stay on the other one?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just,
Oh, all right, sorry.
sorry. Let me go back.
Go back, yes. One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's harvested and it's dried, tied up, and brought to the workshop. And here on the right-hand side is actually pounded into like fibers. And it's these fibers that you boil in water. So if you can go to the next one, please.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here it is in a pot on the fire. And on the right-hand side, you see, when you boil it down and down and down until it becomes very, very thick. You take and then you strain it. And on the right-hand side, there it is strained into a container. And I can say that this was actually done in my house because I have the liquid here in my house. I have the barrier bags in my house and I have the fibers in my house. It's just a shame that we can't see each other because I have them all sitting on my table here.
Mm.
So if we can, so this is the ink that is used to do the print. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We can place. Thank you. Here you have a man busy working on his bench. A long time ago, people used to squat on the floor to do it. Now they've erected some benches that they work on. There's no two designs that are the same because, as I said before, it's carved by hand. So somebody might cut his designs very, very fine, very, very articulate, very particular about it. When somebody might have rough edges with his. So if you're going to buy, and they're very expensive to buy, I bought about 200 of them, and I have them all in my house here. But it depends on who you're buying it from. You get a good person, they'll reduce the price for you, and then also you're looking for the best quality. So yes, it's done by hand, not by machines. And the printing is also done by hand, not by machines. Okay, so we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here are two examples. As I said before, the Adinkra means saying goodbye. In Ghanaian society, when we are having a funeral, so many people wear black on black and black on red, as you see here. These are all Adinkra fabrics that can be worn at a funeral. Okay, so you see that even though the ink is black, when it goes on the black fabric, it can still stand out. Yeah. Okay, can we move on, please? There you see a brighter side of Adinkra. This was an attempt at a school where I was doing a workshop. One on the left-hand side was me and the children trying our hands at printing. And I was using a soft wood. I carved them all up myself and made the symbols on them. And we were using paint from Asda doing our prints. So the one on the left, the one on the right, I didn't do. I just acquired that as one of the authentic ones from Ghana. So this I acquired. The one on the left is just a play one. Okay. Can we have the next one, please?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Adinkra can be worn for sad occasions, even though it says it means saying goodbye. It can also be worn for happier occasions. So here I've given you two different types that you can wear for happier occasions. Black on white and black on white, black on beige, black on blue. We can have even black on pink as well, which can all be worn for happier occasions. Okay, so can we have the next one? Here we are, somebody wearing Adinkra fabric, and here is a proud man wearing his as the men do in our society. Okay. Can we have the next one, please? Right. So here we go on to the wax prints. Now, I brought in the wax prints because I know for sure that I will never talk about Ghanaian textiles or Ghanaian outfits or anything like that without mentioning the wax prints. We've been wearing the wax prints for a very, very, very long time. And even now in Ghanaian society, we have our traditional wedding. That if a man proposes to a girl and going to do the customary rites, the man is usually instructed to bring as many wax springs as possible. So sometimes you might find a man with a big load of wax springs arranged in a container, puts them down in the middle of everybody, and everybody go, oh, 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 this is so nice. Oh, oh, that's very, very nice. And everybody's so happy because we have seen wax springs and we wear that a lot, morning, noon, or night. Okay. Jen, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
We have the next one, please. If there's
Yeah. Can I just make sure that everybody apart from Agnes has their microphone muted, please? I can hear noises,
yes,
but I can't see where it's coming from because of the way the screen is.
Mm.
Is that sound in your house, Agnes?
No, it's not coming from me.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll persevere then and hope that that person.
I'm the only person here, but I'm here.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm. So here we have the marketing wax springs in Ghana. When you go to a shop, this is what you see. This is what you see. It's all arranged, and sometimes it's all for choice because you don't know which one to choose. So the woman takes it out, opens it, or the man takes it out, opens it, and then you do your selection. This one here, household gravel, that's what it's called. You might find so many different colors, and then you choose. Depends on the occasion that you're buying it for. If you're buying it for a happier occasion, this one looks like a bit of a funeral-ish or ordinary wear. But if you're going to, for example, if you're going to a Thanksgiving service and you want to wear that, you'll be wearing the blue and the white background with blue on it. I'll be wearing, or pink and white.
Next one.
Yeah. On the right-hand side, we have the president of Ghana, the current president of Ghana, promoting wax springs. He's wearing it in his shirt, which is so nice. I think I like that one. And so many politicians wear it, especially when they want to talk about Akosombo textiles, which is... Hello. Oh, that's not me.
No, it's not me. I can't see who it is, sorry.
Harsha, can you mute yourself, please?
Okay.
Oh, right.
So there we go.
What was I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about the president wearing the...
Promoting. I was going to say that when the printing machines were taken from hide, it went to Ghana, and Ghana is producing wax prints as well. So what he was actually promoting is Akosombo textiles, which is what the Ghanaian wax prints are called. They're made at Akosombo. There's a factory there. That's where all the machines are. So he was actually promoting the Akosombo textiles, which is the wax prints, as showing off that we got it from here, from Hyde, which is nice. I like that. So next one, please. Yes. I wanted to show this one. I think this is my last slide. I wanted to show this one that sometimes you can, at an event, and this is a yearly situation, a yearly event that we have. All the different churches have conferences. And at the conferences, every church from every town wears the same outfit. So you can get some people, like the Methodist Church of, this is where I am, Rosemount, which is on Bennett Street. So people from Rosemount on Bennett Street Methodist Church, we're all wearing this pink one. And you might get Hyde Central Methodist Church wearing blue of something. And then you can get a different church from somewhere wearing this white one that people are wearing, so that you can be identified with whatever it is you're wearing. Also at the colleges, there is the what we call Sunday wear, which is always a wax print, a different kind of a wax print. Very cheerful color for Sundays. The boys wear the shirts and the girls wear the full outfit, as you're seeing here now. So as far as wax print is concerned, we don't really mess around with it. It's actually very important in our community, as it was a long time ago here in the factories. So I think that's the last one, Jane.
Okay,
Thank
let me just click and then I'll stop sharing. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So, yes, I actually had some stuff to show you, but I don't know whether I have the authentic Adinkra symbols. And I think if you can see this one that I'm showing, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one is the first ever Adinkra symbol created. It's called leadership. If you're a leader, this is your symbol. This is your symbol. This symbol here, we call it in my language in Chinchim, but in English is the wandering one. The wandering one. And it relates to a refugee who has to travel so far through so many countries to get to where they want to settle. And a long time ago, my own people, according to history, traveled from the Mesopotamia through the desert and entered the forest area where we are now. So we take this one very, very, very much to our hearts because that refers to us as well. This symbol, we call it the Sankofa symbol. Yeah, learn from your past mistakes. Learn from past mistakes, this one.
What did you say it was called again? The what symbol?
Oh, sorry, which one? This one?
Yeah.
Sankofa symbol.
Sankofa.
Sankofa. You will hear Sankofa from so many places, but this is what it means. Learn from past mistakes. This one. This one here. This one here is keeping confidences. You see that you got a circle with a dot in the middle. Yeah. A person who can keep confidences. You tell a person about your whatever it is that's so important to you. There's no blabbermouth anywhere. You don't go telling. So this one is a very wise person who knows not to share somebody's confidences.
The circles really, it looks like it's, keeping it secret.
Keeping a secret, yeah.
By the shape of it.
That's right. It's somebody's secret. So why are you sharing it? You shouldn't share. Yeah. This one here is like a square with cross in the middle. Yeah. It's a symbol of security and safety. In Ghana, a long time ago, the houses were made like a square, kind of. And you have a big courtyard, and the rooms were around the edges of it. You had the front door and the back door. When you closed the door and you locked it at the back and front, the children could play in the courtyard. So this one was made as a sign of the way we lived. Security and safety. And there are so many others. This one here is my favorite. It's a symbol. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it seems as if you are seeing two reptiles crossing over.
Yeah.
Right. This is a symbol of team working because they share the same stomach. They've got two arms each, two legs each, one head each, but they cross in the middle. So if you know that when you swallow your food, it goes in the stomach where my stomach is. So why are we fighting over food? We shouldn't. So this one here is a symbol of team working.
Is there that on the wall behind you, that one? There's an example of it.
There are examples. Oh, you can see that then.
Yeah, that one there. Yeah. The two lizards crossed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And that's the can you see that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
The leadership. This one here is a symbol of saying, except the Lord God himself. I'm not afraid of anything except the Lord God, So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So there are so many. This one here is a symbol of bravery. And I believe this was created after one of after the army general of the Ashanti army, who had a haircut that used to be, it looked like that, and I think it's like a Roman gear or something. And people liked it, and they made that Adinkra symbol in his honor. So there you are. Right. I have also got, I don't know if you can see that, this big god.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is what Adinkra symbols are cut out of, you know, very large. And all these were brought to me, you know, from Ghana, which is, I tell you. These are the bags, the one that you pound down to make the ink. And these are the fibers. Don't know if you can see that. These are the fibers that you boil down to make the ink. So you pound that, and then you become these fibers, and then you boil them down, and you strain it to become the ink. It becomes a bit tacky when it's boiled for a long time. Okay. But when you leave it to go dry, I don't know if you can see this. When you leave it to go dry, it becomes like so. This is like powder. But that's been sitting in my house for so long, and the ink also. Yeah. So open for questions, please.
Great.
Agnes,
Yes.
I'm Dan. This is so amazing for me because I make instruments out of calabash out of gourds.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. That's what we shake. We shake it in music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I make lots of stuff, and I'm surrounded by them at the moment. So once I'd be so interested in doing a workshop with you about carving and that, because I can't believe it, but they're created by using these. It's amazing. You know, the bottom of the carvings, they're hard shell?
They are hard shell. They are hard shell, but you draw on it first.
Yeah.
This one, the one you're holding, seems as if it's been polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell it's polished. It's very shiny. But you can draw on it, and then you use a very sharp knife to cut through it. Yeah.
So it's the hard part of the shell that creates the print.
That's right. Yeah. And it doesn't leak or anything. Even if you want to store water in it, it doesn't leak at all. Actually, the smaller ones, we use the smaller ones to give people water when they come to our house. You know. And you can also decorate the smaller ones also as ornaments for your house. You can decorate them.
I definitely need to pay you a visit. At some point.
Yeah, and there are some of them that are also like this with the ladle thing on it. Yeah. You can actually put some soup in it and drink it with, either you drink it or you use this small ladle and you drink it with that. Yeah.
Are there any of those symbols there behind you that should never go together?
I think these that were made. Actually, let me see. No, actually, the ones that should never go together. Most of them are about love, about respect, and everything. But there's one particular one that is a symbol of arrogance, which is not. I got that, but that's upstairs. A symbol of arrogance, and also a symbol of deception. Symbol of deception. Yeah, symbol of deception. That I don't think should actually go with something like humility or anything like that. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. You know, this one is a symbol of humility. So why would you put arrogance next to that? You see what I mean? But you can also make to order. You can order for somebody to make it for you. If you want to have everything that relates to love, you can have that because you usually order it and the person can make it for you as you want. Yeah.
Can I ask, please?
Yes.
Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Are there, so you're talking very much about old symbols, yeah? I'm wondering, are there any that are more contemporary?
Oh.
Are people inventing new ones?
Yeah.
Or do they put them together in new ways?
Yeah. I had, hang on, it must be sitting upstairs. Yes. This one, oh, hang on. I had one that was made for me that is called Life is Like an Eggshell. That I hadn't seen before. That is new. It's like an egg with a hand cradling it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Life is like an eggshell. There's also another one that says the king sees all. You know, so don't think that whatever it is you are doing, I will not see. When I take it to a classroom and the children are using it, and I say, this one says Agnes sees all, they throw it in the back in the box. Nobody wants it.
Also, so, I mean, these are people from Ghana all over the world.
Yeah.
And I wonder, has that, you know, brought different sorts of symbols to the general, you know, tradition? Do you know what I mean? Like,
have they brought it out to other places, you mean?
Well, I mean, so that, say, it might be that a Ghanaian person in Manchester might have something new to say.
Ah, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And use that in the fabric.
Yeah. Well, I was in Romania in 2013, 2012, 2013. And we're doing something like exchanging traditions and cultures. I was there for 1 month, and I was approached by the library to come and work with the school leaders. So I went and we did that, and I was wearing Adinkra. And when I got there, we were working on Adinkra. And because I was wearing one and also explaining and telling them the meanings of all these symbols, then the library said we could actually make some banners for the library. So we divided ourselves into two. We had the pink and the blue groups, and we sort of, we made it actually and hung it up. And last year, somebody contacted me and said, oh, Agnes, you won't believe it, but people are copying the symbols that we put on the wall. It's still there. Yes. And they understand it, which I think is very good. Yeah. We went to a place called Sibiu. And whilst we were standing there, Sibiu is in a place in Transylvania in Romania. And I saw a man wearing a Adinkra shirt. And I said to somebody, there's nobody here that could be wearing a Adinkra shirt other than this man from Ghana. I think this man coming is from Ghana. And they said, oh, don't go talking to him. So I said, oh, I'll go and talk to him. So I went and I said, excuse me, I know the shirt you're wearing. He said, oh, right. I said, did you buy it here? He said, oh, no. Somebody gave it to me. So I said, all right. The person happens to be a Ghanaian. I said, yes, how do you know? But well, there you are. That's because I know those symbols you're talking about. So I stood there talking to him and I was trying to explain to him what those symbols are. Yeah. He was baffled. Oh, yeah.
Hey, could I put in there and just say a couple of things? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you, Agnes, for wearing an ABC wax print.
I like that.
Done at our factory. I just want to really kind of expand on what Agnes was saying in terms of the Adinkra symbols and the use then onto other things like wax prints. Actually, I was in the office today. I'm working from home at the moment, but I was in the office this morning. So I brought some samples. This is, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, yes, I can see that. Yes, that's Sankofa there. Oh, yes,
This is actually called Adinkra panels, because our designs, we always give them names.
Okay. Okay.
These symbols here are some of the symbols that Agnes was talking about.
That's right. Yeah.
All
yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Just
that symbol on the right-hand side, next to you, the round one with dots on it.
Yeah.
That's a symbol of jealousy, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
and you were also asking about other types of symbols.
Yeah.
This is a very kind of common symbol, this one. It's not an Adinkra symbol.
I know that. My father used to have this. It's like
we call it the staff of kingship.
Right. This one here, as you can see that?
Yeah.
There you are. That's a staff. You call it staff of kingship. We call it a symbol of bravery. This one, a valor.
Yeah.
A brave person's. It's like a sword cross on mine. And that was it.
Also, I've just got a few. I'll quickly run through a few more. We've got.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's that one here, Jinyame symbol.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, yeah.
Right. I've got a book of them as well.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Oh, yes. I can see
What
that.
does that mean, Agnes? That last one that David is holding up. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's God omnipotent.
Yeah.
God is everywhere.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah. It says it's supremacy. So.
Yes, God is supreme above all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as I say, we've introduced the Adinkra symbols into wax prints. And also,
this is new, is it?
no, it's a few years old, that one.
Ah, all right, okay.
Well, again, the black and white designs for the.
I like that. I like that.
And
yes,
another one.
Yes. Oh yes, yes.
That was the one you were showing before.
That's right. Yes, and the humility, that's on the wall as well. Oh, beautiful.
And then you said about the more somber colors, and we have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that one, you've got the moon and the star. It's a symbol of faithfulness and love.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. How beautiful.
So David, are these from your archive that at some point Agnes would be able to go and visit?
They're in my office. We've
wow.
got a few racks of them. This is again.
That's the altar of God. That is the altar of God. That one. Yeah. That symbol. Yeah.
It's kind of one of the what we call the prestige wax prints, which was
beautiful.
Aimed at Ghana.
Yeah.
Because we printed different kind of products of wax prints for, well, like this one, for example. Even though it's fairly traditionalist, we looked at Ghana designs as being more traditional. And when we kind of move over to Nigeria, the designs were more kind of modern and a bit way out there, and designs with like mobile phones on and things like this.
Oh, but you see what you are doing now, where you are introducing Adinkra onto the wax print.
Yeah,
that is new to me, and I like that. I really do. Yeah.
And this was because my design team over the years, have been, and myself included, have been out to Ghana and travelled Ghana and Kumasi, Accra, and picked up things. I mean, we picked up, I picked up this book from there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And other things as well, that we've got. But to get inspiration for designs, we pulled out this kind of poster of the symbols.
Oh, you got that one? Yes. Yes, you have that one. Yeah.
We do have an archive of a number of things that.
It will be lovely to see them from where you are. I mean.
Yeah. When all this COVID is over, you're welcome to come to my office.
Oh.
The last one is something that the designers were working on.
Oh, that one, yes. Yes, that's a symbol of beauty, because that's the comb. I've got that in my box somewhere. Yeah.
It's a symbol of beauty,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Don't know, totally just jumping in here with all my bright ideas. But I just, if both David and Agnes were willing, I'd be so happy to just sit and listen to you both talking about these fabrics, but
Well,
I think it would be a really, really good thing to have just like maybe somebody film you and have it as an archive, because it's really valuable, your knowledge, you know, both of you.
Thank you.
And I think that would, I mean, I don't know, I haven't got a camera, I don't do that sort of thing, but I just think that is something that needs to happen, and you know,
it's been done a lot of times before. We've had film documentaries done, you know, at the factory and at the office and things like this. I don't know if you've seen the Creative Hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen an exchange between you and Agnes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's to come. There was another one called Wax Print Film, and actually I had a lady from Michigan University in the USA doing a study on Adinkra symbols. And if you Google it, Alison Martino, her name is.
Okay.
And she's done a fantastic dissertation for a PhD called The Stamping History Stories of Social Change in Ghana's Adinkra Cloth.
Beautiful.
That's really worth looking at.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I have Holly would like to ask a question.
Okay.
I assume to Agnes, I'm not sure. Holly?
Hi Agnes, I'm sorry I don't have my camera on today, but I'm really, really enjoying this, and I can see from everyone else's faces they are as well. I just wondered, Agnes, so one of the symbols that you showed before, just for example, you said like maybe one had a particular name. Was it one of the from memory, Sankofa or something like that?
Oh yeah, Sankofa, yes.
So
I don't know if you can see that one.
Yeah, so for example, of any of the symbols, do people sometimes take the names of the symbols that represent their story or their lives? So would there be a person named after a symbol in like a naming ceremony or anything like that?
Not a naming ceremony, because in Asante community, if you mention a Sankofa, remember it is a proverb. It's a proverb, although it's a name, there's a meaning behind that. So if you name your child Sankofa, what are you going back for? What are you trying to retrieve? What are you trying to learn from? Learn from the past. You want to name your child Learn from the Past. Or this one I've got in my hand, the altar of God. You know, you may not want to name your child that, but of course these days people can name their children after anything. So I suppose maybe that can be possible.
Do you think adults would take the name? So for example, when somebody maybe comes of age in a culture or takes on like a nickname, would those names?
Oh yeah.
They get used like that, like nicknames.
Then you can, as a nickname, as a nickname, you can have that. You can have that. You know, for example, this one I've got in my hand.
Yeah.
Independence, for example. Well, we all got independence now. Or this one here. Nsa is called Nsa. Nsa is a fabric in Ghana that is woven and absolutely very, 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 very expensive. So people don't buy Nsa unless they have money. And that's what this is called, nothing but the best quality. But if you want to name your child Nsa, well, that means the person is very precious and nothing but the best quality. So,
amazing. And if you wanted to make fun of someone because they had lots of money, you might call them that as like a joke name as well, maybe.
Oh, there is a symbol called money and power.
Okay.
Besekasa. That's money and power. So you could sort of, yeah, I suppose you could do that, but I think if a person has anybody referring to their child as such, they might not like that. Although if it's a young boy, a teenage boy, they might like that. Money and power. You know, because when I was in the school and I showed the symbol to the children, and I said, this one is money and, yes, miss, I want that, miss. They wanted it, money and power. Yes, when I grow up, I'm going to have money and I'm going to be powerful. Yeah. So that's as it is. But
Agnes, you talk about sorry, Holly, have you done there?
I have, thank you. I've got so many questions, but I'm just happy to listen.
You're talking about conveying meaning, and I wonder, is this something that is now continuing to be part of the education of young people in Ghana?
Yes. You see, as a child, you are brought up with all these proverbs. You don't even use 3 sentences without having a proverb in between. So we all know what these are. We all understand them. You know, when you climb a good tree, you get people to push you from behind. When you're climbing a good tree, you get somebody to push you from behind. When you go and climb a bad tree, nobody pushes you from behind. You know, we always want you to go on up to the top of this good tree. You see, that is support for education and development. You see, that's as it is. So you learn it from very, very, very small age. I knew it from when I was little, and it's been with me for quite some time now. Well, all my life, I would say. Yes, to understand them.
And can I just, following on from that, one of our first conversations we had, you were saying how you have daughters who born here in Tameside or thereabouts. And one of the delights for you is to talk to people who are interested in this aspect of your background, because you're, at the moment, your daughters are not that interested. So what does it kind of, when you have people traveling and leaving their homeland, what kind of happens then to that knowledge and that history and that culture?
I don't think your culture leaves you. I don't think everything that you have learned leaves you. My daughters pretend they don't want to hear about it. But when I say, of course, you know about blah, 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 and my younger one, of course we do. Isn't it this, when that happened? Yes. I thought you said you weren't interested. Of course I am, only I'm not telling you. Yeah. I brought my daughters up to eat like a Ghanaian, to cook like a Ghanaian, to do everything like a Ghanaian. And they do. And they also have the best part of British. So they've got both. And they toss it about, you know, this way and that way. So they are sort of integrated. They were born here. They live their lives here. But I have also introduced my culture to them. So they know. And they wear my wax prints and everything. So.
Can I ask something again? Sorry, I'm just in loads. But because I'm just listening to you there, and all the different stories about each symbol, and I was wondering about, you know, if you see people wearing a certain shirt or a certain piece of material, and you will look at it and you know what it's saying.
I always do.
And but I mean, sometimes is it inappropriate what they're wearing, or can that happen? And do you think that affects people and how they wear the cloth? Like, if you're a young person, you might find it a bit too tricky to.
It is tricky. Someone told me that in South Africa, they went to a wedding and saw a woman wearing the black version of Adinkra at a wedding. Now, under normal circumstances, you would never wear that to a wedding. That's for funerals. So she said to a friend, good Lord, look at that. Why is she wearing that here? You see? So if you don't know, you always make that mistake. And also there are certain symbols that you will never wear to the king, and appear in front of the king. That would be an insult. So you don't do things like that. You need to know what you're wearing and where you're going, so that you won't be the odd one out.
Well, that sounds quite complicated, but I guess if you're brought up with it,
yes,
you know.
That's right, you do.
If I ever want to wear any, I'm going to come and ask you first.
Let me know, and I'll tell you.
There is a question here as well, Agnes. Is there a particular, that's in the chat, and is there a particular symbol that has a particular importance to you, or
me in particular?
Yeah.
Me in particular. There's a symbol called Pimpamsie. I don't think I've got it in this. Oh, let me just show you this one. I've got actually two. This one here is family relations. It's family. I like that. And there's another one that I've got upstairs, and that's, hang on. This one.
Mm-hmm.
That is always be prepared. Always be prepared. I never do anything without me saying I know that I'm fully prepared, because my daughters know that I plan everything to the T. So these are the two symbols that I like very, very much. And also the one that says God omnipotent, I like that as well. Yeah.
Any more? Jude?
Well, I was just going. Well, I was going to ask. Do you have any problems getting the bark or the goods imported coming through?
I had to. It was okay, because I knew that it was going to go through we were importing them through the customs and that. So we had a certificate from the Ghanaian Agricultural, whoever they are, and they put the certificate on it and stamped it. And on the box, it said school resources. So they allowed it to come through. But I paid an arm and a leg for it, you know. Yeah. Because the God came with all the carvings and everything, all the symbols. They came together. Yeah.
Holly?
Hiya. I've got so many questions. I'm loving this. Agnes, have you I'm sorry if you told us this. Have you got any examples of any symbols that you have created yourself?
Not one that I've created myself, but I've looked at one, copied off it onto something and cut it with a foam and stuck to wood. That's just for schools. So I do that for schools. But I created one that I called it Endurance, because I was actually suffering so much, and I used the wings of an iomoth, and I put the two together. I drew on it. I was doing design course, and that's how that came about. I drew that. If I knew you were going to ask me that question, I should have brought that downstairs to show you. Yes. So I created that symbol, and I said, oh, that would be very nice as an Adinkra symbol. But I also had that woven into a kente strip for me. But that's the only one I've managed to design, called Endurance. Yeah.
Wow. I could chat to you all day about this. I'd love to do that sometime.
There is another question in the chat. You might already have covered this with the omnipresence, but there's a question: do you have a symbol of God?
A symbol of God?
Yeah.
Or the altar of God? I've got the altar of God. I haven't got God himself, because it's not possible. Okay. This one here is the altar of God. And the other one on the, this one here behind me is God omnipotent, you know, but we don't have God as God himself, no.
Okay.
Agnes, sorry if it's too much to ask, why is that? Is it because we can't comprehend that kind of idea, or why is it?
God, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it's because nobody has really seen God as he is. The presence, we know the presence of God, we know God, but nobody has really seen his face. So I think that, but we know, my people have known for a very long time that there's heaven and earth, and there's God omnipotent up there, way before Christianity even started. You know, but we haven't got anything to represent this is God. because that would be almost like an image of some sort, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think they would do that, but those that create the Adinkra symbols haven't come as close as that. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a bit of an off to the left question, if you like.
Right.
We're a outdoor arts organisation, Global Grooves, and we love a good carnival. And I wondered, first of all, is there a tradition of carnival in Ghana? I don't know if there is. And if there is, does the Adinkra symbol find its way into carnival?
No.
No.
That's a simple answer. We do have celebrations, the 6-week celebration which the king orders. And a long time ago, there used to be 6 weeks, 6 months, and a yearly celebrations. These days, it's just the 6 weeks, which we call Akweside. And people used to now go to the king and greet him and do all sorts. People wear their fineries to go and greet the king. But we don't have carnival where you'll be dancing in the streets and everything. Because I think it's mainly because Ghana is so much of a Christian country now that everything is sort of scheduled towards the end of the year, where people go to their conferences and that, and they wear all sorts of things. When they come back from these conferences, they march, they dance through the streets, you know, and you see them all coming and dancing through the streets and doing all sorts. That is what we have. But carnival, as you have here, no.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hi. You know the images you showed where there was lots of people in the same outfit, so there was all those people in the pink, the lovely pink outfits. So you said that was that for a specific event?
Yes.
What was that for?
It would be for a Christian conference. It would be for anything. But I also know that after a funeral, Ghanaian funerals start from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The burial will be a Saturday. Sunday is a Thanksgiving service where everybody wears white, of the same design, the same color, the same everything. So the people that are wearing it, you will know that they are actually from that particular family who are bereaved. And when it comes to Christian celebrations or I would say maybe a wedding event or something like that, people will be wearing the same outfit, like the bridesmaids will be wearing the same outfit, same colors, only it will be a celebratory one, like a white and something, you know. So you know these are the bridesmaids, and these are the girls' grandparents or whoever. So yeah, you'd have them in groups like that. Yeah.
So would families have their own fabrics type thing?
No.
No.
No one named after the family, like you have with the Scottish the clans.
Yeah.
Like the Tartan, no.
Cool.
What is interesting as well in Ghana at the funerals is, I know it's probably diversing a little bit here, but the coffins.
Oh, don't go there. Sorry.
Aren't they fantastic? The coffins are fantastic.
The shape of a piano.
Pianos, yeah, anything. It can be anything, can't they?
And a house.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've seen some of the funerals over in Ghana, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that one in.
And these are just recent, you know, they didn't used to be like that before.
All
We
right.
didn't have that for my mother. No.
Yeah.
Slightly kind of, Champa, is that your hand to speak?
Yeah, it's been very fascinating and really interesting. I've been just listening to all of you and Agnes as well. And it reminds me of our culture and what we wear, you know, in the saris. On the saris, there's prints which resembles to certain festivals, what we wear. And in certain part of India where you go, they do the hand printing. We get the saris. They're very expensive. And apparently some of them you can't even wash by hand. You got to have it dry clean. And talking about the symbols, somebody was telling about the god. We have symbols like the Om, the trident, the swastika, you know, like the German sign, but it's the other way around. It's in the square form. Those signs signifies these certain things, like if you have the swastika, which is like a German sign, it represents so much meaning, and you only wear it more or less at the festival or the occasion celebration in the temple. And like the signs of coconut, those sort of prints are done by hand. And also talking about the funerals, it's here that people have started to wear black, but in India a long time ago they were only used to wear white as a purity. And at weddings we have a color mostly red and white. You know, it's so many similarities that how it corresponds with our culture and our way of life. And I've been interesting to get some more information from Agnes about how to do the wax printing. It's been fascinating to see all this. And actually, I come from Africa, East Africa, and I visited there and Tanzania, and I brought so much material, you know, stuff from there and clothes and some of the prints. You know, it's just, I'll have to take them out and look at the prints, what design they are, and come back and ask you about it.
Yeah, but Tanzanians also wear the wax print.
So it's been interesting.
Yeah, it's all over Africa now. Yeah.
Agnes has another Zoom session. She's so much in demand at 6 o'clock. But I know that we have tried to introduce Agnes and Champa together through this project, and so they're seeing each other now. Yeah. But what we will do, I just say to both of you, we will introduce you to each other so that you can share these moments and you can look at, you know, and perhaps we can even do it at the Vale or what have you. But in order for you to be able to grab yourself a drink and a cup of tea and perhaps a natural break there, Agnes, even though there are probably lots of questions and comments that people want to ask, I'm sure you'd be willing to give us some time again in the future. If you know, if I manage to get some wax print for you from somewhere. But in the meantime, is it okay if we just thank you very much and say thank you for your time? Thank you. And thank you to everybody for turning up and contributing.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
We would love it if we could arrange for David and you to, you know, just chinwag over some fabric samples.
That would be very nice. Yes, I'd like that. Yeah,
I'm sure that there's a lot to be learned from each other there. Yeah. So, thank you so much. This is where we get the awkward how to end a Zoom meeting.
Well, yes.
But I'm going to press leave soon, but feel free to leave as you go, and I will be the last one on the screen, Agnes.
Thank you so much, all. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Agnes. It was brilliant.
Thank you. Thanks, Agnes.
Thank you.